Alright folks, it's day one. I am in France. I'm in a little town called Auxerre, a really old town. You can see. Anyway, I took French in high school and I completely didn't pay attention. I stared out the window, so I don't know the language and foreign signs and things, but familiar things like cars and people and food. About to go eat, but yeah, I'll make a video on this, show you around my trip a little bit. Not too much, but a little. Better catch up with the family. See you in a second. This is supposed to be a street. I wouldn't even call this an alley. This is like a wide sidewalk. I'm kind of not looking forward to driving here, but do what I gotta do. So we went to this restaurant and tired, don't speak the language, and everything in there was in script, and I didn't know what in the world to do. Thankfully my mom speaks French. We're all together, whole family, my parents, and it actually ended up being very good. So we made it through a hard deal. Made some good food. Get back to you later. Alright, that was quite painful. I just got out of Leclerc, grocery store, and man, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm going in here trying to find normal everyday things, and my French teacher would be laughing at me right now like, haha, you didn't pay attention, you dummy. Anyway, I was able to ask where some things were with Google Translate, and also with broken English that I do remember from French class. Anyway, I realized pretty quickly on that they don't give out free grocery sacks here, so I had to buy this one with horses on it. Try not to get whacked here. Anyway, yeah, so my mission was successful. I was trying to find tea for my wife that was just normal, unsweetened tea. They don't have that, all right? My mom wanted me to get eggs. I did get eggs. They're not refrigerated, and they had chicken feathers on them. What in the world? Okay, I guess that's normal, but not for me. Anyway, a shopping trip that probably would take a normal person 10 minutes took me, I don't even know how long. I'm gonna get back and they're going to be starving, but hey, I did it, and I'm a stranger in a strange land. Maybe I'm not the most adventurous traveler, but I did it. I'm going back. See you in a second or two. Alright, so I'm walking and reviewing that last video clip, and I said broken English. That's how confused I am right now. I meant to say broken French. The other thing is, okay, I got this horse bag, right? I eat meat, okay, I really do, but one thing I do remember from French class is chevalier. I think that's how I say it. Then this horse, alright. They were selling horse meat in French. I had heard that's in France. Just because I'm here in France. They were selling horse meat, man. That's yuck. I'm sorry, that's yuck. I'm not sorry, it's yuck. Anyway, just had to add this little part here. I'm not going to get hit. I'm going back. So this is a stairway of the place we're staying. Let me just say this would not pass any building code. I already fell in, well, I didn't really fall, but I pretty much strained my ankle tripping off a stair once. I taking my life in my hands doing this. Cool, but not very safe. When I was like 16 years old, 17 years old, something like that, I worked at an office supply store, and this man came in. I don't know where he was from, but he was asking me for lead. I need lead, he said. And for some reason, I didn't know what in the world he was saying. I was like, lead? Lead? And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, lead. You need lead, you know, for a pencil. And I just laughed like, oh, lead. You're saying lead. Anyway, it was a language barrier, right? And I couldn't figure it out even for the smallest little thing like the word lead. That lead, he meant lead instead of lead. Anyway, so today I had this experience. I was going to get a SIM card, actually a SIM card for both my wife and I. Let me just say, Google Translate is a good thing. It's not perfect, but yeah, I didn't have words for barely anything. That guy with the lead was way better than I was. Anyway, so the thing is so I go in there, and I'm just like, anyway, it just didn't work out very well. It was extremely taxing, and I'm kind of doing one of these, these kind of gestures and things. It makes you kind of feel like a child, you know. But even you don't remember being that unable to communicate when you're a child, because you just don't have that reference point. I mean, I can communicate well. I'm sure that man that came into my office supply store was an intelligent person. It's just that language barrier. And the person was so patient with me to get the SIM card. I mean, he wanted my passport, which I thought was weird. But yeah, I guess he does have to identify me. So anyway, thankfully I had a picture of it on my phone because I didn't have it with me, and that worked. But these kind of questions, these asking me, you know, and things that don't work out the way they do at home, you know, like a SIM card unlock code, and I just like type in there, okay, you will show me, and yeah, that's pretty much how it had to go down. A lot of pointing and gesturing, and weak Google Translate later, I'm actually able to get calls and texts with a number that looks nothing like what I have at home. I didn't even count the digits, but it's good for a month, even though I'm here for a couple of weeks. So we're good to go in that regard. But everything is just that much harder. I mean, if you see these cars going past me, what in the world? This guy's gonna go past me here. This is a street. How do people not die here? I mean, these cars are just boom, boom, boom going across, and this is kind of wide. There are places that have been narrower than this. All right? I mean, sidewalk is more or less non-existent. So here I am, you know. I'm paying attention even though I'm walking with this. So I'm probably not going to die. But anyway, the landscape, scenery, everything is significantly different than where I'm from. Maybe where you're from too, who knows? Maybe somebody watching this is actually from here and laughing. Go ahead, it's funny. I'm laughing at my own self. We went into another grocery store. My parents were trying to get turkey, didn't know the word for turkey, and so my dad's like, Thanksgiving, gobble gobble, and stuff like that. Well, hey man, without Google Translate, I'd be probably going gobble gobble myself. So gave him the word through Google Translate, but hey man, we have some tools to make it easier, but it's still not perfect. Anyway, So it's actually kind of like day one in the sense that we got up sort of in the morning. Everybody seemed to wake up about 3 in the morning, so that was a challenge. But then went back to sleep and I woke up at 9 this time. But of course it's 7 hours ahead of where I am at home. So I guess I'm probably jet lagged. Feel a little bit spacey. Not to mention the fact that you have you know, the confusion with all the changes and whatnot. So anyway, altogether, just disorienting. I mean, cool, but disorienting and confusing. But I'm just walking around, you know, wife's taking a nap or whatever, and yeah, they're having some downtime, but I gotta have some uptime. I mean, what in the world? I mean, look at this. It's very different. So let me go through this little street thing here. Here. So this is what I'm seeing. This place looks as if it's a thing out of a storybook. It's just bizarre. I know how old this stuff is, but it's quite old. Everything where I live is made to last for a short period of time. This has withstood the test of time. Oh yeah, check this. It's in the middle of the sidewalk. Anyway, it's kind of where I am I'll call it day 1.5. It's actually pretty true. So yeah, so far so good. Made it through some challenges today. Thankfully challenges I don't have to do every day, because that'd be a real pain. I think I've used a lot more calories just with my mental function than I normally would. And also watching out for getting whacked by cars. Anyway, I'm gonna head back now. My alarm just went off. Time to go make dinner from the stuff that we picked up at the grocery store. In some way, man, we did it. Anyway, I'm gonna check in here for your time, a second or less. See ya. Here's another small corridor. I am really watching where I'm going, because otherwise I will trip to my death. I think I mentioned that, yeah, I thankfully didn't twist my ankle to bits, but I do have a slight strain, not hindering me from movement, thankfully, because there's going to be a lot of walking on this trip. But man, I'm going around like I am ancient, for the simple fact that I can't afford to get messed up when we're walking all over the place here. Close the door after you enter? Is that what that says? Look at that little teeny door, man. Who's entering into that thing? A very tiny person. Children. Anyway, yeah, just another small corridor. Today we are taking a trip to Fontainebleau, which is extremely impressive. This is gilded, gigantic chateau. Very cool. Can you imagine living in a place like this? I I know nothing about history, so I can't tell you anything about it, but that's what Google is for. Anyway, very impressive. This is not your everyday living room. Everyone must have a solar Napoleon. It's been a few days, and it's Thursday today. We got here on Monday, and I'll tell you what, I'm starting to get things a little bit more figured out. I'll say the culture shock hit me pretty hard at the beginning. It hit me very hard. But I went grocery shopping with my wife earlier. Closed out the store. It's like 8 o'clock when it closed. And I felt much better about our trip. I wasn't so intimidated by all of the different things that were written, you know, ingredients and that kind of thing. I was able to just kind of relax and look for what we needed and to be able to appreciate all the differences in the things that were available that we don't have at home. And I'm really appreciating the scenery because it is like a dream, like a storybook, and quite frankly, it's cool. I mean, seriously, this looks like some sort of a movie set, but it's not. It's a real live place. About to get hit by cars at any moment. I do wonder how many people get hit by cars every year, seriously. But anyway, like, I'm walking back. I went to check out, we're gonna stay at another place for the next stretch. I wanted to check that out, see what it was like. And I feel confident enough in my directions, at least getting from point A where we're staying to point B where we're staying next. The next place we're staying is more towards the middle of town, where a lot of different stuff is, where you can buy stuff, you know, little shops or whatever. Anyhow, so yeah, I'm starting to appreciate things. I have driven here and it's crazy, but there's something sort of comforting about the road system and things like that. I think I could really get used to that part of travel. I mean, like, look at this. You know, that's like an example of a sign, you know, like, don't go here, right? Everything is more in symbols. There aren't too many words that I could see, like on the highway and whatever. You know, like, look at this here. You know, no parking. But the thing is, in this particular area, look at the street sign. I can't see these little street signs, so I'm very reliant on the maps when I'm driving. Turn here, turn there, because even there's times when I'm walking and I can't find the silly signs. It's a little different on the main roads, but still, we don't do roundabouts, right? Where I'm from, we don't do roundabouts. Yeah, making sure, yeah, I'm going the right way. We don't do that stuff. We might have some token roundabout, but truly this is a different experience for me. You know, get off on the second thing and, you know, whatever. So I'm really counting, and of course maps will sometimes take you at the right, or tell you to get off at the right place, but mostly it's like, if you listen to those directions, you get off late. So anyway, yeah, so I'm counting, doing that. And one other thing, I remember my friends years ago talking about, you know, German cars or, you know, European cars with their better suspension and things like that. And it's true. You know, the car that we're driving, it does, man. The thing is responsive. I mean, the braking is excellent. I mean, the suspension is fantastic. But you have to understand, there's a reason for that. We don't need that in the US. I mean, we just simply don't. Because we don't have the roundabout things. We don't have tight little, well, I mean, might, but you know, I don't think majority-wise we have those type of tight turns and things like that. Now, that's from my experience. I mean, there could be areas that does not apply to, but at least where I'm from in the Midwest, yeah, it's not necessary, right? But it's necessary, at least in this particular area, with the I mean, the cars seem to be a little smaller, shorter, and more responsive. Anyway, you know, it's whatever is appropriate for the area. So long story short, yeah, I'm feel more comfortable. Maybe the jet lag's wearing off, though I'm still waking up in the middle of the night. You know, I'm waking up maybe 4 a.m. Last night it was 1 a.m. for a while. Kind of wonder if I slept or not. So that's kind of the deal. Anyway, just checking in again. Like I said, I'm starting to be more thankful for where we are and this opportunity, because honestly, I wasn't so much for a while. Just because it's like, man, you know, I come all this way, I'm exhausted, I'm confused, and it's total culture shock. But now I just, hey, accept the fact that I'm the stranger in a strange land, and I just don't care. You know, speaking my language, I don't care. And you know, I'm being respectful, trying to get things communicated to other people, and so far it's working. It may not be perfect, but gets me what I want. I was able to order some croissants and I forget the name of the other thing, pain au chocolat. I was able to order that, and she might have been fooled into thinking that I was an American. You know, it worked. So I was thankful that that could happen. And then other times, you know, it's extremely stuttered, you know, I'm just like stunted. Hey, I want l'eau ordinaire, and I'm just like, you know, but I don't care. At the end of the day, I get what I need. It may not be perfect, but it's good. Anyway, I'm gonna keep my eyes on the road. I'll check in again. See ya. I'm on my way to get the car, but look at this huge open air market. I parked the car and I saw all these tables and doors, and all this stuff is open. What a cool way to shop. Everything is arranged beautifully, you know? I mean, very appealing to the eye. Makes you want to buy everything. We bought food yesterday, probably for a less expensive price. But yeah, I got to put this on the list for next week. Very cool. Yeah, I could get down with this at home. For real. Alright guys, I'm at a working castle called Guédelon, and they are making all of this from scratch. I guess it's going to take like 20 years or something to finish. And there are people making stones. There are people making mortar. Just everything is the way they used to make things, you know, hand tools and all this. from the looks of things, most of the people are wearing clothing that I think may have been dyed using different plants and whatnot. Anyway, really cool. I'll probably shoot a little bit more of this, but I'm going to let my eyes work for me. So it appears that all of this stone is being turned into building material. Of course, I could always read the sign. Oh yeah, the quarrymen. So they would make the stone, you know, dress the stone right here. You can read this in French and English. Stones in various stages of processing. Of course, they didn't have the dust masks and the probably the protective eyewear, but hey man, you gotta keep things real. But the shirt may have been dyed. All of this is very impressive and really gives me an appreciation for all of the ancient structures that we've been seeing. I assume back in the day there are more people working, but yeah, it's a real labor of love. These people probably very interested in preserving different building techniques and whatnot. Very cool. Wow, what an art. Banker masons dress sandstone from the quarry or limestone from a neighboring quarry. Yeah, it's hard to believe all that was done by hand, especially that back there. Going up the very narrow stone staircase. It's cool in here. Feels like it's 50 degrees. You can see how they did the roofing with the slats of wood and then these little clay shingles with that kind of a hook to keep things on. It's very impressive. Joining pegs. Even if this wasn't exactly how it used to be, this is really neat. Got a little table setting there. I think it's kind of funny, the candlesticks and the bread. I'm not going to try any, of course. Yeah, think of all the work it took to make something like this. So far, so good.
Regardez là-bas, ça commence à bouger.
Regardez les roues du chariot.
Pourquoi est-ce que ça commence à bouger? Tout simplement parce que maîtresse, elle est en train de tendre les bras. Et comme ils sont tendus, ils tirent très fort et donc ça fait
If you
avancer le
speak
chariot.
French, you know exactly what they're saying. For me, I see twisting rope.
Après une journée en corderie, c'est bon. Faut que j'aille juste
Turn the strands into one thing of rope. one length.
Allez, c'est parti, tu suis sa vitesse.
At least that's what I think.
Voilà, super.
Is it happening? It is happening. That's pretty cool. Makes me really appreciate the hardware store.
Oui, moi j'habite au 21e siècle. Nous, là, il fallait qu'on soit. Pour les cartes de crédit aussi, là, au cas où. Avec l'ordinateur, je pose du code, hein, vous inquiétez pas, madame. Ou un chèque, si vous voulez.
Et là, vous voyez, j'ai mon petit coupin d'avancer avec la corde.
Normalement, c'est comme ça. C'est comme ça au début.
Like they're making these trees into beams. Will he crack the stone open? He's getting everything set. We came at just the right time. Ooh, that didn't seem to work. Maybe we made him nervous. Round two. Surely it's going to happen for us guys. He's been working on this so hard, so long. I think I see a crack. It's hard work, for real. I know that was anticlimactic, but I gotta go find my family. Sorry, guys. All right, so here's a model of what the place is supposed to look like when it's all finished. Who knows how long it will take to finish? So, come check it out. They said maybe 10, 15, 20 years. Anyway, thus concludes the trip to Guédillon. If I'm saying that right, good. If I'm not, oh well. Alright guys, as a manner of many is, I'm about to show you the ride that we picked up. Are you ready? Yeah, you are. Cue the music. No copyright strikes on this. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. I don't think you're supposed to show a license plate. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Tick 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 tick. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Back seat the size of a postage stamp. I don't have to ride back there, ha ha ha. In the front, it has instruments. It's a Fiat, and it's automatic, which many you rent apparently are not. So it's an upgrade, ha ha. Anyway, Yeah, the thing's been getting us around really well. Very responsive. Great brakes. I don't know, what is it, the 500, 5cc something? 500. Oops, X. Yeah, just had to show you the ride. And it has retractable side mirrors, baby, because you need them for parking in such tight spots. All right. The ride tour is over. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Beautiful skies.
Those swallows are just flying every place. They're everywhere. Ah, there are the nests. Right now we're in an ancient city called, I don't know, Noyes, N-O-Y-E-S. I'm just fascinated by these little swallows. We don't have small ones that look like this at home. We have bigger barn swallows. Anyway, this whole place is very old. There's interesting trees here and pruned within an inch of their life. Anyway, it's interesting to see these things that have been preserved for centuries. Meanwhile, the stuff we live in is pretty weak in comparison. Anyway, while we're using asphalt shingles and whatnot, I mean, these look to be clay tiles, almost like that castle that they're working on, the present day castle. This probably lasts a lot long, well, obviously it'll last a lot longer, and it's just really nice to see the preservation and adaptation of use for these structures that have been around for centuries. I Google it, N-O-Y-E-S, France. I don't know, Noyes. Somebody that speaks French, tell me that I'm wrong. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Google is your friend. So yeah, it's similar in the appearance to Auxerre. But yeah, it's just amazing how this stuff is still functional. And there's beauty here. I mean, look at those grapevines on the wall there. Lots of pretty flowers. Nice river that runs through it on the outside. I mean, it kind of does feel like you're in a dream. The songs of the birds. It's very comforting. This gives you a very calm feeling. Kind of imagine if you lived here, your pace would slow down. This is so much better than home, man. That's engineering marvel. Hey guys, check out this place we're staying. We just moved to a different place. Check this out. It's like this huge gate. You come through this beautiful courtyard. You fed the rabbit? I'm doing YouTube, just so you know. You cool with that? That's my daughter Michaela. She's so nice. And look, they're rabbits. They have pet rabbits. So soft. Isn't that amazing? They're just so sweet. Michaela was the brave one. Came to pet the rabbits. Did you pet the other guy?
I touched him, but he doesn't like to be pet.
Look at that little floppy thing. It's like he's hanging out with the sucker ball. We have grapevines. I wonder what kind of tree that is. It almost looks some evergreen tree. Anyway, it's nearing sunset. That is so adorable. But yeah, this is once again quite old. And I mean, it just smells so good out here with the roses. I'm very thankful to be able to take this trip with our family. So yeah, that's about it. I just had to pry the doors of the metro open. You better got on fast. That's all I have to say. Get on fast. Alright, I'm in Paris in front of the Arc de Triomphe. And the one thing that I noticed that maybe someone else wouldn't focus on is, can you imagine driving around this thing? I mean, this is totally crazy. Yeah, tourist town, tourist city, but you know, that's cool. But yeah, I'm just thinking about driving that. This is what I focused on. I don't know. So far, so good.
Some of them
Pretty cool
are just
water
on a
fountain.
cycle, kind of just keep running all day and just keep tripping. So you'll see some around near Notre Dame on the right bank of the river. A lot of the ones around there kind of just run on a cycle all day, but there's most of them you have to press a button like this.
They don't make it easy,
I think I might have lost my group. We're on a tour anyway. There I am in front of the famous Eiffel Tower. Yeah, I'm here. Everybody's here. This is where everybody goes. That's about it, right? All right, I'll admit I was a bit skeptical about this trip, but man, these sites are unbelievable. You don't have this at home, for sure. Very nice. This is some sort of dog training in the middle of this big, beautiful
dog
place.
training. You should have seen them. There's a dog. I don't know.
Hopefully they'll run again. It's really funny. He's picking the dog up by a ball in his mouth. There they go. There they go. Boston Terrier.
He just tripped over it.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
On the Champs-Élysées. I'm not driving this, but look at this nuttiness. Where are the lines? There are no lines. Going on up the Eiffel Tower.
Put the other arm up, maybe it'll stretch.
Good job. Almost.
Ay, no quiero ver. No puedo ver. Ay, no. Tengo
Mesdames,
miedo.
le deuxième étage, vous allez changer l'ascenseur pour le sommet. This is second floor, you have to change elevator if you go to the top floor.
Made it to the top of the Eiffel Tower. It took a long time. There's a lot of security checks you have to go through. And cramped elevators, but yeah, got a good view of the city.
Over here now. I feel safe over here.
Yeah, there you go. You can see a little better that way.
I feel safe right here. Okay, I'm getting out.
Here. It's been a very good trip. Hey guys, guess where I am? This is one time I could say I'm literally insane. And every time we go under a bridge, listen to what these kids do. It's really funny. You ready? Their teacher was getting mad at them. It's kind of funny, but before we were all laughing. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going down the Seine. It's a nice little tour. We've had quite the trip. I got closed into the doors of the metro on day one. I was the one that was supposed to be getting us, making sure everybody got on, and I ended up getting trapped in the doors, and I had to break free. But I escaped with minor injury. This pretty much is closing out our time in Paris. And yeah, everything else has been very fast-paced. So this is a nice little break. We got some actually really good sandwiches at the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. I was surprised. And a chocolate tart, which was fantastic. My wife got one of them from another shop, and it paralleled the taste. Anyway, so yeah, just look at all of these really old buildings. I would suggest going on this big bus, red big bus tour. You also can go on a bus. Anyway, here we go, another bridge. Are they going to risk getting in trouble again? I kind of hope so. Are they going to do it? Can't keep kids down, that's good. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy my time. See you in a moment. This little rascal.
So what are you doing in France? Just visiting?
It's right here.
Do you know?
My son and his family is Auxerre.
Oh, yeah?
To see what French countryside is like, and we were 3 days to Paris, and we just like things
You've gotta be.
I've never seen it this
Gotta
close.
be.
Are you staying here?
No, we're, I don't remember. I just got here like 3 days ago.
We're in Troyes.
But we're in Troyes, which is
So cool.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It is.
One thing that I want to mention, which is noteworthy, is there are no screens on the windows here. I'm in Auxerre. There were no screens on the windows in the first place we stayed in, or the second place we stayed in, and there are no screens on the place we stayed in Paris, and I didn't see screens on windows anywhere. Even when we were on the train from Auxerre to Paris, the windows are just wide open, which at first I'm like, what, you know, but we have no need of it here, really. I mean, flies get in and maybe like little teeny tiny bugs, but they don't seem to have any mosquitoes. I haven't been bitten by one bug. A couple flies came in, like I said, and I suppose it'd be very possible for a bird to fly in the window. Thankfully that didn't happen, but wow, how cool is that? It's very strange though. No screens on any windows. But hey, if you visit here, you don't need bug spray. Nothing. My daughter is like a bug magnet. If there is a mosquito around, it will bite her, and they love her. Nothing. Day, night, nothing. So it's warm outside, no bugs that are biting. There are bugs, but anyway, really cool. So maybe another reason to visit. I'm in this park in Auxerre, and I've never seen trees like this. Isn't that kind of cool? They're pruned within an inch of their life. I just think they look neat. That's about it. I'm nearing the end of my trip, and I'll tell you what, we kind of overdid it a little bit in Paris. We're all wiped out. So, you know, I think I'm going to just take it easy. I'm not looking forward to jet lag, because coming here, man, it got me. All right, it really did get me, and Paris knocked us out. Anyway, this is a good trip. I would suggest trying something like this out if you have the opportunity to do so. And I also would say prepare yourself for some culture shock, exhaustion, confusion, and you know, seeing some things that you're not going to see at home. And honestly, after we took a train back here from Paris, and it was just so confusing. Thankfully, we had some very nice people who came to help us along the way, but I will be very thankful to go back to a place where everyone speaks my language. And I have great respect for anyone who comes to another country and doesn't speak the language. And I've always been respectful and helped people in that situation, but now I get it even more. So just remember that when you have people that are visiting and wanting your help, use Google Translate, whatever, because man, it's hard. So anyway, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end this here. I'm sure there's some other things I could add, like me being all messed up on the plane or whatever, but there's no necessity for that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you watched to the end, then you have an attention span. I could make this into 6 parts or something, but I'm not, because quite frankly, watch it or don't, or watch it in spurts, you know. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate you watching. I hope that you got something from this and maybe, you know, saw some things that you would like to see yourself. All right, I'll see you in another video. Bye.